Welcome back, and that was the song break, and the song was Nafsi Yangu by Clarice Okeo. Beautiful song taking us to 24 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 a.m. this beautiful Wednesday morning, and this is Hope Adon right here at Hope TV, where you look and you live. My name is George Gishoro. Time for the newspaper review, a check of what is being reported in the dailies this morning. And for the Standard, we start with the Standard. Ruto's seal grab, and there is President William Ruto there with the seal, and they are reporting that a quietly passed law transferring the public skill, a symbol of government authority, from the Attorney General's office to the President's Chief of Staff may have troubling implications. Legal experts now fear that giving the President unchecked control over such a powerful instrument could enable deals bypassing the Attorney General and other key institutions, undermining the national principle of power sharing among branches of government. And that is a story that you can read on page number 4. And former AG Justin Muturi says, if documents can be signed and bear the public seal without the AG's legal advice, that is a serious issue. I'm sure they are avoiding accountability by transferring matters to the head of public services office, where they can use them however they want, since there are no checks. So the Ruto amasses power. That was another story that they had highlighted previously, and so they have the public skill now, a public seal rather. A public seal is a symbol, like a stamp, used to authenticate official documents to represent a government. It is a way to show that a document is real and legitimate, usually affixed to important papers like decrees and contracts in Kenya. The public seal is one of the national symbols, along with the flag, anthem, and coat of arms. And so you can read that story. It's covered on page 7, page 4 rather, inside the Standard. All right. Then I see here 2027 general election at stake. IBC warns. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has told the Apex Court that failing to carry out the constitutional exercise of redrawing electoral boundaries before the next elections will render the ballot invalid. That's a story that is covered on page number 6 inside the Standard. All right. Then those are some of the highlights in the Standard. And brewing the truth, real reason behind Kenya's coffee boom. You read that as well. Controversy rocks ICT authority over billions of money. And then social media rants won't grow economy. Industry PS fires back. And then TSC given 3 days to explain controversial teacher promotion. Yes, you can read that as well. And then ODM leader Raila Odinga has said that National Treasury CS John Mbadi is under instruction from the party to ensure the housing levy is converted into an investment fund in this year's budget. Oh, wow. All right. So let's see how that one unfolds. And Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni says, should Gachagua vie for the presidency, his candidacy may not sell countrywide due to the tribal tag that has been attached to his name. That's also on some politics. And actually today here is the Happy International Tea Day, for the tea lovers like myself. It's a big day as well, as we are marking the Happy International Tea Day. And did you know Kenya is one of the world's top tea exporters, and today we celebrate the farmers, the culture, and every calming cup that brings people together across the globe. And so it is a International Tea Day to all the tea lovers, and especially also to the farmers that make these possible, us sipping that cup of tea as well. So yeah, happy International Tea Day. The pool pullout this morning, the Enterprise pullout, the real reason behind Kenya's coffee boom. The real reason behind Kenya's coffee boom is covered on page number 3. And why 2024 was a good year for farmers, page 4. Key AI scams Kenyans need to watch out for in 2025. That is the Enterprise pullout. You can read those stories inside the pullout. This morning. From the Standard, we can shift gear to the Daily Nation. And for the Daily Nation, they go with the headline, Nurses No One Wants. There is a crisis. Workers have been tossed between counties and Afya House. They put their lives on the line to help patients in isolation wards likened to death chambers during COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. 5 years later, the medics are enduring months without pay, the life of penury plunging some into depression and suicide. Why have authorities been so mean to them? It's a story that is covered on page 2, 3, and 4. And some of these nurses, we have Miriam Washera, a nurse in Murang'a County, David Singili, a clinical officer in Mombasa County, Jacqueline Derito, clinical officer Nakuru County, Emmanuel Kilui, nurse in Bungoma County, Wanjera Kariuki, clinical officer Kirinyaga County, Dennis Nyabuto, medical laboratory officer Marsabit, Bernard Kadima, medical lab officer Busia County, Collins Otieno, medical officer in Tan, Kiambu, Immaculate Njoki, a nurse in Murang'a, Ronald Mayo, a nurse in Elgeyo Marakwet County, and Apusa Ochieng, a nurse in Migori County. And that story you can read extensively covered on pages 2, 3, and 4 inside the Daily Nation. Then I see here there is outrage as public schools run on empty. 70% of learners who attend day secondary schools that are struggling the most. You can read that on page 5. Institutions are now being forced to scale down operations after government failed to wire capitation money. Day high schools most affected by cash crunch as they fully rely on government funding. It's a story that is covered on page 5. And then I see new City Hall rules to limit number of matatus per route. It's on page 14. Governor Johnson Sakaja's administration proposes sweeping matatu reforms amid uproar from operators. It's on page 14 inside the Daily Nation. And a corruption case, Natembeya freed but has been barred from county office. He was arraigned in court yesterday. And 25,000 promoted teachers to wait longer for parks as standoff persists. It's a story that is on page number 6. The pullout this morning, we have two, the DN2 parenting pullout and the DN2 motoring pullout. So connection versus correction. Can a parent have it all? That is the DN2 parenting pullout, and the DN2 motoring, yes, unused engine oil goes bad. All right. Now you know that. It's a story that you can read on the Daily Nation. And there is Gen Z protest deaths. Families struggle with mental health collapse 1 year later. And the pain is still very much palpable. And you can read that as well. Then I see budget chair attacks Uhuru over 1 trillion shillings on loan interest. Read that as well inside the Daily Nation. And Gor Mahia, a graveyard for foreign coaches. That is a story that is covered inside the Daily Nation as well. And of course, we have a final tonight. That is the UEFA Europa League final, an all-English affair as Manchester United will be taking on Tottenham Hotspur. The two teams have had torrid, terrible records in the English English Premier League. They occupy 16th and 17th positions, respectively. But then again, tonight, they put all those domestic worries on one side as they look for European glory tonight from 10 p.m. and it will be happening at the San Mamés Stadium in Bilbao. Who will carry the day? Will it be Man United or will it be Tottenham Hotspur? Mbivu na mbichi itajulikana leo usiku saa 4 za usiku. Sawa sawa. All right. Let's go to the Business Daily. And they go with the headline, Equity sacks workers over suspect accounts M-Pesa. So purge follows loss of 1.5 billion shillings in payroll fraud. CEO Mwangi says affected workers accused of conflict of interest. And then there is Kenya Power cleared to buy 1.2 billion shillings transformers in tender row. Then an M-Pesa payment from a contractor wired from a dummy bank account is behind the graft charges leveled against the Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya, court filings have revealed. And the Treasury is set to present the third supplementary estimates for the 2024-25 budget, marking the first time the state's spending plan has been revised 3 times in a fiscal year since the COVID-19 pandemic. And Stanbic Holdings seized assets worth 1.04 billion shillings from loan defaulters in the financial year ended December 2024. That is what is being reported in Business Daily and the newspapers, and you can grab your favorite copy. A lot happening, a lot being reported. Let's continue also to pray for this nation. We continue to say, if this nation burns, we are here. So we will be, if affected, in a huge way. If this nation prospers, all of us will prosper. All right? So let's continue to pray for Kenya. Right about now, why don't we pave way for the video of the day?